Namaskaram friends! We just watched the Nagas and Naginis, serpentine beings of Indian legend, from the YouTube channel Mythology Unleashed. Looks pretty fancy, their channel.
The channel name is Mythology Unleashed, and as we know, mythology is just a word that's pointing to ancient times. It doesn't mean that it's not true, it just means that we don't know, we can't prove that it's true, but in the sense that we know from Indian scriptures how ancient and vast they are, so we're leading as on the lines as truth. So enjoy the video, let us know how accurate everything is, and did you know about all these Nagas? Because there's a lot of them.
Yep, indeed. And let us know if you have a connection with the Nagas or Naginis and what they mean to you.
Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed.
I love this intro.
Cool.
Serpents are both feared and honored in many cultures across the world. In Hindu mythology, Jain Dharma, and Buddhist tradition of India, they are both feared and honored in the form of the Nagas. Nagas, and the feminine Naginis, are semi-divine creatures depicted as part human and part snake, particularly king cobras and Indian pythons. As natural shapeshifters, their appearance can vary greatly, but they are always shown as serpents in some form or another. They may appear as human from the waist up, with a gigantic snake body for their lower half. Some are depicted as having the bodies of humans, but with snake heads. Some are even depicted as having 5, 7, or even more snake heads sprouting from their backs.
Wow!
Regardless of their outward appearance, all Nagas are clever, skilled in magic, powerful shapeshifters, and have notoriously short fuses.
Fuses?
Benevolent Nagas can be the most generous of allies, but their fierce counterparts are known to cause calamity.
Oh my god.
The Nagas are spirits of Bhogavati in the Nagaloka region of Patala, the underworld, said to be found at points where their realm impinges on ours, such as springs and rivers. Presided over by a king, referred to as the Nagaraja, they store great treasures of wealth and precious stones, and even books of secret teachings in their underwater palaces. They are guardians of Earth's resources, including minerals, metals, and gemstones, and are associated with ancient tree veneration, fertility, and healing.
Wow.
If a Naga is suitably worshipped or respected, prosperity can result.
Healing.
Blessings of the Naga include fertility, wisdom, wealth, a strong harvest, and even protection and cures for snake bites.
Cool.
Like other powerful beings, however, they can be very fickle. If a Naga feels they have been ignored, mistreated, or insulted, the Naga can cause a myriad of catastrophe, from floods and drought to infectious diseases. First and foremost, Nagas are guardian spirits and must be propitiated before anything they guard is disturbed or even approached. It is especially crucial to maintain cleanliness and purity of natural resources of water, as these are Nagas' homes. They are also quick to punish those who pollute the air, the earth, and the water, expressing their frustration and displeasure by causing illness, particularly ailments that manifest on the skin, ranging from acne to leprosy. Within Buddhism, Nagas are typically considered minor deities. Many are believed to live on Mount Meru or in the Himavanta forest, while others live beneath the earth or guard other deities from attack. In the Mahabharata, an epic of Hindu mythology, the Nagas are established as the enemies of Garuda, a man and bird of prey hybrid creature, cousin of the Nagas, and deemed superior in power to them. Garuda and the Nagas become embroiled in conflict of their respective mothers, resulting in Garuda being bound in servitude to Vishnu. When he is ultimately released, he still carries a grudge against the Nagas forever, and views them from that point on as prey, similar to how eagles and kites prey on various snakes. There are hundreds of Nagas and Naginis throughout Hindu and Buddhist mythologies, several of whom play large roles in many myths. Perhaps the most important Naga of Buddhist mythology is Mukalinda. Mukalinda is said to be the protector of Gautama Buddha, and once shielded him from the elements during a heavy storm while the Buddha meditated under the Bodhi tree, spreading his great hood like an umbrella. One of the most famous Nagas is Shesha, also called Adishesha or Ananta Shesha, who is often considered to be the king of all Nagas, the prime Nagaraja. Shesha is often depicted floating in the cosmic ocean, carrying Vishnu and his consort Lakshmi upon his back.
I think you told me.
He's pronouncing
At
it
Brahma's
differently.
request, Shesha agreed to hold up the world in his coils in order to keep it stable.
Aww, I love
Whenever
it.
he uncoils, time moves forward. However, should he recoil back, the universe will cease to exist, but he will remain unchanged. Another important Naga within both Hindu and Buddhist mythology is Vasuki, another Nagaraja who is adorned with a gem called Nagamani on his head. Lord Shiva, one of the three most prominent Hindu deities, wears Vasuki coiled around his neck as an ornament. In Samudra Manthan, the Devas and Rakshasas need to extract the essence of immortality from the ocean of milk. In order to accomplish this, they wrapped Vasuki around Mount Mandara and used him as a rope in order to churn the ocean. The most prominent Nagini in Hinduism is Manasa, or Manasa Devi, the goddess of snakes and Vasuki's sister. She is specifically invoked for prevention and cure for snake bites, and known to be worshipped for fertility and prosperity elements. She is depicted as a woman who is either covered with snakes while sitting on a lotus, or standing on the back of a snake. While seated, she is nearly always sheltered by the hoods of 7 cobras who line up behind her.
Awesome.
Her adoption as a Hindu deity led to a formal acknowledgement that her parents were the Vedic sage Kashyapa and the goddess Kadru, which then led to their being considered as the parents to an additional 1,000 Nagas. Most myths relating to Manasa portray her as being foul-tempered and unhappy. This appears to be due to her rejection from Shiva as a formal deity, as she is part mortal. Her aim in most of these stories appears to be to fully establish herself as a full goddess in her own right, and accumulate her own devout following. Like many other Nagas and Naginis, she is said to be kind to those who worship her, and harsh to those who do not. Like real-life snakes, the Nagas are fascinating creatures. They are crafty and intelligent, mystical and powerful, beautiful to behold, and fickle in nature. The people of ancient India believe that many of the most precious and valuable things in life, water, minerals, gems, crops, even arcane knowledge, was presided over by the Nagas. Given adequate worship and respect, the Nagas' generosity can be boundless. Yet, if they feel that they have been slighted in any way, shape, or form, their venomous bite can be fatal.
Getcha.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool. What a fantastic video. I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah, just seeing all the images that he strung together there was beautiful. Some of these things I've never seen before. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It was great explanation. Yeah, coming from the angle of, mythology, but that's okay because we know that it's just a word, right? It's pointing at things in the past, and they can be, some are more true and some are less true. I don't know if everything is true. Nobody really can, but there is going to be nuggets of truth within it.
Yeah.
And then for us, we just read Sri M, fairly recently, right? And he talked about the Nagas. Hey?
Sri M appeared in my dream the other day.
Oh?
A few days ago.
Yeah.
Off topic. I loved it. I mean, I'm not sure if I quite understood what the Nagas now represent. Just other beings from the past.
I think it's really important. What I gathered from this video was just talking about, just like any creatures in existence, they're not going to be holy. All of them are good and pure and lovable and, caring and compassionate. Some of them are going to be, the opposite. They're going to be more wrathful, negative, evil, whatever the word is. Because we also know in humanity, we have the pure souls and we have the really ignorant, negative souls as well. So it doesn't seem like it's any difference there. So some can be, like the one who, protected the Buddha, right? The one who is the bed for Supreme Lord Vishnu, right? And then the other ones are negative entities that are, if you slight them. And I remember also when we were doing Tibetan Buddhist retreats, it was made very clear that we needed to, make offerings to the spirits, right?
Yeah.
And these spirits, even though they weren't outrightly calling them Nagas, then definitely, they're within nature and then they could be present, right?
Yeah.
So...
Maybe. But Sri M, wasn't he saying, the Naga Loka, and he was touching on the Naga Loka too? And wasn't there also trouble in Naga Loka? And that's why this one Naga came over once for help?
Oh yeah, it could be. Maybe to talk to Babaji.
Yeah, something like that.
And
which means that, it's not all heaven.
There's going to be good and bad as well. And then so the Nagas in Sri M's story, coming, to speak with Babaji in regards to something like that, shows that the potentiality of human existence, and we learned this on our spiritual journey, is like the pinnacle. To be reborn as a human is the most fortunate rebirth because you have access to the higher realms of consciousness, enlightenment, and that that is incredible, right? So that's why I even said in New Age circles, right? There's a lot of spiritual entities in the universe and the cosmos manifesting on this planet at this time, right? And then, and in Sri M's book, he's also talking about why the Nagas, in these types of forms, they're no longer on the planet because of human ignorance. Of course, we want to kill everything that we don't identify with. So then the Nagas had to leave, right? But we're talking about such ancient times here that it's absolutely incredible. But recently, so when I was speaking of when he showed the really evil looking one, it reminded me of the one that little Krishna had to deal with, right?
Yes, I thought of that too. Yeah.
So one of the first demons that Sri Krishna, defeated and didn't slay him in the end because the Naga's wives, got the blessings, let him live and forgive, and then of course let him go, but did defeat him, right? And it was so interesting because he was doing what this video is talking about, they're doing, poisoning the water, right? Remember in Little Krishna that Naga was poisoning the water, and the cows and people were getting sick if you went into the water, so then Krishna had to go deal with it.
Yeah. And on the other hand, they have healing properties, like we saw in the Mahabharata, when Duryodhan poisoned Bhim, threw him into the river, and then he sunk, and then all of a sudden he was in a Naga realm. And then they healed him.
Yeah, and they gave him an elixir that made him even more strong and powerful.
Exactly. It was mentioned a few times that the strongest Naga is this and this and this, or the most famous Naga, but I actually think the most famous Nagini. Can you guess?
Nagini. Oh, totally get it. Yeah.
The most famous Nagini is Voldemort's snake.
Yeah. Named Nagini.
Named Nagini, and that is why it's the female Naga.
Yeah.
And also, supposedly, we didn't know that through the Harry Potter books, but now with Fantastic Beasts, it was a woman. A woman, and then turned into the snake. We're not 100%, it's all theory for now, but yeah, which is, maybe she is actually halfway through. For now, she's a woman, but maybe she's...
Well, that's make-believe, right? But
doesn't matter. It's all connected.
But it's fun. Yeah, it's fun to talk about. But anyway, so what I have concerns about, so the Garuda, I'm just going to need more info on the Garuda story there, because I have heard it before on my journey. And then displaying, and the Garuda is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's the mount of Vishnu.
Vishnu? It was, I think there was a picture in there.
Yeah. So then the Garuda is so incredibly connected with Vishnu, and Vishnu also, lays on a Naga bed in the ocean, but the Garuda is attacking other Nagas. So that's a bit confusing to me, but it just shows that maybe there was a downfall within, the Naga realm, and that there is this underlying ignorance and evil that's spreading in their realm as well, right? And then so it needs to be vanquished. But of course, it's not all black and white. There is some very good, benevolent, compassionate Nagas, and then there's also some dark ones, just like humanity. So it is what it is. We're living in a dualistic realm where we are ignorant and we don't know the truth, so we need to seek and find our way out using any avenues available. But coming from this, like, what do you take from this?
I know, I had the same question right now. I've just thought the same. It's like, okay, we just decided to make this not just members only. Why though?
Yeah, so I think it's important to be respectful of all of life. So we don't, that's the crux of it, right? So who knows how intertwined Nagas and humans actually are. So as humans degenerated into ignorance, we kind of maybe pulled the Nagas with us, and because we're mirroring each other. But if we come back out of it and start to be more respectful and like understanding and accepting that there's other beings in the universe, even within us or within this planet, like in hiding, perhaps. And then if you go into retreat or just day-to-day life, we got to respect nature. We got to respect the water. We got to respect the earth and the trees and the animals and the plants and everything that helps sustain and support life, including spiritual beings, spirits that we don't recognize, that we don't know, right? So we have to spiritualize our minds and understand that there's beings, there's more than meets the eye.
Boom, the takeaway. Yeah, for me it's the same. Yeah. So I really enjoyed the images of this.
Yeah, totally.
I thought it's so mind-blowing in a way, right? Because we're not used to see beings in that form. I don't think anybody has ever seen a Naga.
Yeah. But anyways, the most recognizable ones for me are, of course, the one protecting the Buddha.
Yeah.
Right? We've encountered that a long time ago. And then the one with Shiva. The one used when they're churning the ocean.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the one that Vishnu is sleeping on.
Yeah, maybe another takeaway is that we just literally open our hearts to every being, like Roger said before, because we don't know who might come for help in certain situations. Like the Naga that protected the Buddha. It was not a human being that manifested and protected it. Human. It wasn't a human. It was literally a Naga, and we just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like they're protectors and they're helpers to those who need it, or on the path of like spiritual awakening, and then of course those others who are in darkness and ignorance and delusion and evil. Yeah, the Nagas are going to be that for them. They're going to give them diseases and sickness. So it all has to do with, karma as well with everything. If you're going to be a bad person, then bad things are going to happen. But if you're going to aspire for truth, and the ultimate, if you're a seeker, then these beings will help you, the ones that are, capable of that. So yeah, everything is like a mirror. Whatever you're aspiring to, it's just like law of attraction as well. Whatever you're focused on, you're going to get it. You're going to get help, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so deities, there's other, we don't have to put them on the pedestal of God, the ultimate, right? But I don't think that's their role, or that's what they're trying to be. It seems like he was mentioning one, like the one female Nagini who does want worship. Yeah, that's fine. We can still, great. If she's going to be like a protector deity and help her people, then it doesn't matter. There's a myriad of deities, right? So it's not up to us to judge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. This was wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. May the Nagas bless you. If they do. No, but Lord Vishnu and Lord Buddha, who else was mentioned? Lord Shiva was mentioned. The goddesses. May you be blessed.
Yeah, remember, keep in mind all sentient beings, including the Nagas, and we can open our hearts to them as well. When we're spreading love and light into the world.
Little Naga, my heart.
Through our Raise the World meditation now, all beings, right?
Yes.
And that's reciprocated, right? You open your heart with love, and then love will come back in return.
Yes.
So,
Boom.
Yeah, let's just visualize a Naga protecting us right now. You guys as well.
I like it.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Love you guys. As we raise ourselves.
And raise the world and the Nagaloka world.
Yeah. All worlds.
All worlds. Peace.
Peace.